Have you ever wondered if the cup of coffee you drink every morning is helping your health or quietly working against it? For millions of people, coffee is not just a drink, it's a daily ritual, a comfort, and even a source of energy to power through long workdays. But what many don't realize is that the type of coffee you drink matters more than you think, especially when it comes to your heart and your risk of stroke. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of coffee, uncovering 5 types of coffee that could raise your risk of stroke and 5 types of coffee that may actually protect your brain and cardiovascular health. Along the way, I'll share real patient stories, the latest scientific evidence, and practical tips to help you make smarter choices the next time you grab a cup. And just a quick reminder before we begin, this video is for educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for medical advice. If you have health concerns related to coffee, stroke, or heart disease, always consult with your doctor. All right, let's get started. Why coffee and stroke are linked. Stroke is one of the leading causes of disability and death worldwide. It happens when blood flow to the brain is interrupted, either by a clot blocking a vessel or by a blood vessel rupturing. But what does coffee have to do with this? Coffee contains more than just caffeine. It's a complex mixture of over 1,000 compounds, antioxidants, diterpenes, polyphenols, and more. Depending on how the coffee is processed, brewed, and consumed, these compounds can either protect your blood vessels or damage them. Now let's look at the 5 types of coffee that could increase your stroke risk. 5 types of coffee that increase stroke risk. 1. Unfiltered coffee, French press, Turkish, or boiled coffee. Unfiltered coffee, such as French press, Turkish coffee, or Scandinavian boiled coffee, contains café and cahuéol, 2 natural compounds found in coffee oils. Unlike filtered coffee, these oils are not removed during brewing. Studies have shown that café and cahuéol can raise LDL cholesterol levels significantly. Elevated LDL cholesterol is a major risk factor for atherosclerosis, which is the buildup of plaque inside your arteries. Over time, these plaques can rupture, triggering a blood clot that leads to a heart attack or stroke. For someone who already has borderline cholesterol levels, drinking unfiltered coffee every day may accelerate artery damage. If you love French press or Turkish coffee, it's best to enjoy them only occasionally, not as your daily go-to. 2. Excessively strong espresso shots. Espresso may be beloved for its rich flavor and energy boost, but consuming multiple shots of strong espresso in a short period can strain your cardiovascular system. High doses of caffeine cause a sudden spike in blood pressure and heart rate, which can be dangerous for individuals with hypertension, arrhythmias, or underlying vascular disease. Imagine someone with slightly elevated blood pressure rushing through 3 or 4 espresso shots before an exam or work presentation. Their blood pressure could temporarily surge to dangerous levels, raising their risk of a small vessel rupture or clot formation. While 1 espresso a day may not harm most healthy people, turning espresso into an energy crutch is a habit worth reconsidering. 3. Instant coffee loaded with additives. Instant coffee itself, when pure, may not be dangerous, but many popular instant coffee mixes on supermarket shelves are loaded with sugar, hydrogenated oils, artificial creamers, and flavoring agents. This combination not only spikes blood sugar, but also adds trans fats and excess calories, both of which contribute to obesity, type 2 diabetes, and vascular inflammation. These conditions dramatically increase the likelihood of a stroke. One patient I worked with drank 3 sachets of flavored instant coffee every morning. Each sachet had over 20 grams of sugar, nearly as much as a can of soda. Over time, his blood sugar and weight crept up, putting him at higher risk for cardiovascular disease. If you enjoy instant coffee, check the label and opt for versions without added sugars or creamers. 4. Excessive coffee consumption, over 6 cups per day. It's true that moderate coffee consumption can be protective, but when coffee becomes excessive more than 6 cups daily, it often leads to problems. Too much caffeine causes chronic high blood pressure, sleep disturbances, and hormonal imbalances. Poor sleep alone raises stroke risk, and when combined with constant vascular stress, the danger only grows. In addition, People who drink coffee excessively often rely on it to mask fatigue instead of addressing the root causes like poor diet, lack of exercise, or underlying illness. Over time, this creates a perfect storm for vascular disease. 5. Highly sweetened coffee drinks, lattes, frappuccinos, coffee desserts. This one may not surprise you. The coffee itself isn't the main culprit here, it's the sugar. Popular cafe drinks like caramel frappuccinos, flavored lattes, or mocha shakes can contain over 60 grams of sugar in a single serving. High sugar intake is one of the leading drivers of insulin resistance, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. All three of these conditions are tightly linked to an elevated risk of stroke. To put it simply, when your coffee tastes more like dessert than a beverage, it's doing more harm than good. Now that we've covered the risky side, let's turn to the brighter picture. The 5 types of coffee that may actually protect your brain and cardiovascular system. 5 types of coffee that may protect against stroke. 1. Filtered black coffee. Filtered coffee made with a paper filter removes most of the harmful coffee oils, cafestol and kahwol, while preserving beneficial antioxidants and caffeine. This means you still get the protective compounds in coffee, like chlorogenic acid, without the cholesterol-raising effects. Large-scale studies have shown that people who drink 2-4 cups of filtered black coffee per day have a lower risk of stroke and heart disease compared to those who drink none. The key here is moderation and balance. 2. Decaffeinated coffee. For individuals who are sensitive to caffeine or who already struggle with hypertension, decaf coffee can be a safe alternative. Decaf still contains many of the antioxidants found in regular coffee, which may help reduce oxidative stress and protect blood vessels. Decaf is not completely caffeine-free. It usually contains about 215 milligrams per cup, but that's far less than a standard cup of coffee, which has 95 milligrams or more. Switching to decaf can allow people to enjoy the ritual of coffee without the cardiovascular stress caused by caffeine. 3. Cold brew coffee. Cold brew is brewed at a lower temperature for a longer period, resulting in a smoother, less acidic coffee. Many people with sensitive stomachs find it easier to tolerate. Even more interesting, some studies suggest cold brew may retain higher levels of certain antioxidants than hot coffee, offering additional vascular protection. And because cold brew is usually consumed black or with minimal additions, it tends to avoid the sugar trap of sweetened cafe drinks. 4. Coffee with spices, cinnamon, turmeric, or cardamom. Adding natural spices like cinnamon, turmeric, or cardamom to your coffee can provide powerful anti-inflammatory benefits. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar, which lowers stroke risk in people prone to diabetes. Turmeric contains curcumin, a strong anti-inflammatory compound that may protect brain cells. Cardamom has antioxidant and vasodilatory properties, helping improve circulation. This simple practice of flavoring coffee with natural spices instead of sugar syrups can transform it from a potential risk to a protective drink. 5. Moderate coffee consumption, 2-3 cups daily. Finally, moderation itself is protective. Multiple studies show that the lowest risk of stroke occurs in people who drink 2-3 cups of coffee per day. At this level, the antioxidants in coffee outweigh the potential negative effects of caffeine. It's when consumption becomes excessive that problems arise. So, the sweet spot lies in balance. Final takeaway. Coffee is neither purely good nor purely bad. It is a complex drink that can be a friend or foe depending on how you consume it. If your coffee is unfiltered, overloaded with sugar, or consumed excessively, it could be silently increasing your risk of stroke. But if your coffee is filtered, moderate, and possibly enhanced with healthy spices, it could actually help protect your blood vessels and brain. So, the next time you reach for a cup, pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this coffee working for my health or against it? Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more science-backed health insights. And let me know in the comments, how do you usually take your coffee?